Let's cross over to Japan. Okay. Last week we had a conversation about, Kenyans seeking higher education in Japan. And we spoke with two people who were in Japan. One of them was Dr. Midori Daimon. She is a study abroad coordinator for Study in Japan Global Network, the regional office for Sub-Saharan Africa. She's also joining us today, but also with her is a student who has taken up an undergraduate course in Hokkaido University in Japan. He's a Kenyan student, Louis Tanjiro. Let's have them on board. Dr. Midori Daimon, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Habari za asubuhi.
Salama kabisa, and welcome back.
Karibu tena, asante.
So how do we say hello in Japanese? Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Hi, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Yes.
And you bow.
And you bow, okay?
Yes.
How low must I bow to show that
Yes.
I am really greeting you?
How long?
Should my head
like
reach my knees, or should they just be
3
halfway?
seconds. Oh, mm, yeah. Any like deeply is fine. Good.
Okay.
All right. So today we're going to discuss why Kenyans are choosing to study in Japan. And with you also joining us on the line is Louis Tanjiro, undergrad student at Hokkaido University. Louis as well, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's good to have you on the line.
Thank you for having me.
So are you in Japan or are you in Kenya, Louis?
Currently, I'm in Nairobi, in Kenya.
How long have you been studying at Hokkaido University?
For the past 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And how did you know about this university and what it offered, and what did you have to do to be able to be admitted as a student in that university?
The Embassy of Japan in Kenya has normally every year has programs that encourage Kenyan students to attend, and universities from Japan send their lecturers and people like those to talk about their universities, and people encourage people to apply. So when I went there in 2019, there was one that really stuck out to me, which was Hokkaido University, which I ended up applying for, and there was a course on it in the university called the Modern Japanese Society Program, MJSP, and that's what I chose, and here we are now.
Okay. Now, is it a course that is taught in English, or have you had to learn the Japanese language?
It has kind of both, although there's the aspect of you have to learn Japanese language more so because of the society. That way you can understand what you're actually studying. To give you a context, like if somebody was studying Kenyan culture, it would be advised to brush up on your Swahili, because when you're out on the field, you'll have to interact with locals, and the lingua franca would be Swahili. So in the same case here, it goes the same.
It's a good example, though one could argue that the thing about Kenya is that even in the rural areas, there are very many people who are very, very well versed with the English language. But the point is made. And I think it's an advantage that one should take. You are in a country, learn their language, understand their culture more. Excellent thought.
Yeah.
This program that you're studying, you said it's Modern Japanese Society or Studies program?
Yeah.
This is Modern Japanese Studies Program. Sorry for disturbing.
That's all right.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, this is bachelor course.
Mm-hmm.
So at first 6 months, you will learn Japanese language, and then you will enter to the undergraduate course.
Okay.
So this is a 4.5-year course. So if you don't have any Japanese proficiency, but you can consider to enter. That is Modern Japanese Studies Program, MJSP, at Hokkaido University.
Okay, so Midori, then, I mean, this is a question for both of you, but from your point first, before Louis, why are you seeing
Okay.
Kenyans making this choice to come to these schools in Japan?
Oh, okay. Maybe later, the Tanjiro will explain how his background and his reason. But generally, I think I can say that 2 points. One is like we have high level of science and technology as well as in medical fields, and then as you see in Kenya also there are many cars and electricity from Japan. So it's very common information to see that Japan is very giant technology giant country. So this impression can inspire people, Kenyan, to come to study in Japan. So engineering courses and also these days renewable energy, those issues is very popular to study in Japan. And also another thing is you can experience new culture in Japan. Since Japan is very far from Kenya and we are not westernized so much. So we are our own culture. It's very different from Kenyans. So the Kenyans will also enjoy different and new culture. And some Kenyans told us that they found efficiency in management of public resources and time in Japanese people, and also we have devotion to Japan, to our jobs. So they love so much our Japanese work ethics, and then they want to learn those ethics as well as their studies. I think these 2 points is very attractive
And for you,
them,
Louis?
for Kenyans.
Okay, and so for you, Louis, why did you make the decision? What would be the thing that made you decide, all right, I'm absolutely going to go with this, as opposed to staying here in Kenya and joining a university here?
Okay, for my case, it's a bit different because I've always been fascinated more on the culture aspect of Japan. So it had always been my goal. Like after I finished school, I wanted to know more about the Japanese culture. So it was just a matter of how do I get there once I'm done with school.
You want to be
So
a
maybe
samurai.
I don't really fit the bill, but yes, samurai studies sounds interesting.
Midori-san, let me ask you this question. Do you have very many students or people who come to study in Japan, staying in Japan to work in Japan?
Actually, these days, yes, the number of those people who studied in Japan then start to work in Japan is increasing. But still Africans, there are not so many. So we drive to them to inspire them also to work in Japan after graduation.
And why is it that not many people from Africa end up working in Japan?
Actually, what I'm thinking that most of Africans, they have background to go back to their own country and contribute their own country. So there are many people expect them to go home immediately after graduation. So I think it's a bit difficult for them to work and stay so long in Japan. But yeah, that is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
But I hope they after the graduation, if they can get good opportunities in Japan, I think they will get more good experience, working experience, and then they can contribute to their own country. I believe so.
I mean, do you only promote universities or do you also promote colleges where people can come and study diploma or higher diploma courses?
Okay, actually, we are encouraging people to study in universities and postgraduate schools, but we also have information about college technical college and also Japanese schools. So yeah, if Kenyans love to interest in those colleges or Japanese schools, we can also provide information.
One of the biggest challenges to higher education for a lot of people is the cost. And then for them to leave their home to go to a school internationally, it has a cost weight. Are there ways, even as many more Kenyans are making the selection of coming to Japan, are there ways that it comes easier for them to fund their education in Japan? Scholarships, financial aid, things like this.
Okay, at first, I think the information, our Japanese universities information are still very few, and then so when they think about going to study abroad, it's still difficult to reach the proper information about Japanese universities, and also they have some images that our university is so costly, so they don't think that they are good opportunity for scholarship. Actually, I have to confess that the full covered Japanese scholarship is not so many cases, not so many opportunities, but still I can say that the university, Japanese university, they are searching for a good performance Africans, Kenyan students to welcome, and with those full covered scholarships. And also their universities have those tuition reduction financial assistance they have. So some Africans say that if they use those tuition reduction, that is very reasonable, even though it's cheaper than European or American universities.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Louis, you already starting the studies here in Kenya, and you say that you're due to go to Japan to complete your studies. What is it that you're looking forward to seeing in Japan? Now you say that you're really, really interested in the culture of Japan, and that's why you chose to study this, to take this particular one, the particular program, Modern Japanese Studies program. What do you hope to experience when you get to Japan?
Actually, I've been to Japan before, so this wouldn't be my first time. But the place where I'll be at in Hokkaido is totally different from where I was the first time I went. So Hokkaido is on the northern side of Japan, the biggest prefecture they have there, and it snows a lot. So I'm looking forward to a lot of skiing. Yeah.
What else? What else about the culture that, if you were to tell somebody else, I have really been fascinated by Japanese culture, and that's why I chose to go and study this particular program in Japan. What is it that attracted you about their cultures? I mean, you can just tell us some things that you had read, that you had watched, that you had experienced when you went to Japan, and you thought, I want to learn more about their culture.
Okay.
Tell us about their culture.
Okay. What I like most when I'm there is the respect that people give to each other. Sometimes it's so the way the Japanese society is, it's so centered on think about other people first,
Right.
before you think about yourself. So that whole aspect, like you can give you an example. The way they collect trash. Normally here in Kenya, you just take your stuff, you put it in the dustbin, the trash guys will come and take it away.
Yeah.
But in Japan, this is just something I noticed. I don't know if it's a big deal or not, but like, okay, I'm sure you know about how they say put plastics and you put the rotten food on the side differently from the plastic, from the glass, all that. But what I found out is with plastics, most households in Japan, usually they will take the plastic containers and then they'll chop them up at home into smaller bits and then store those. That way, when the people who collect garbage come and pick the plastic, when it goes for recycling, the people who work in the factories don't have to waste time cutting up the plastic
Wow.
because it's already been done by people at home.
So part of the work has been
So-
done.
Yeah.
And this is not by any rule, any regulation by the government. It's
No.
just people's own initiative.
Yeah.
I see Midori-san is laughing at this. Why do you do this, Midori?
Yes. Some cities and some parts of Japan. Yes, they are very seriously, and then they do at home to help to that is true what he said. Yeah, but that is not not regulations or just voluntary. They do. Yeah.
Someone is asking me to ask you, Louis, do you plan on coming back to Kenya? Or do you want to go and study and work there for a bit?
I've always wanted to work in Japan.
Okay.
So I think I will be there for my goal is to be there for a longer time. But of course I can always come home. I don't want to say that I'll be the ones who go and never come back. But I think with what I'm trying to do in my career, I want to really bolster the relations between Japan and Kenya. But I think the best way for me to do it would be to do it from that side. So I think I'll be in Japan for a while.
Okay. Good point.
Yeah.
We asked this question the last time we spoke to you, Midori-san. Now, let me ask it again. From the time you began this initiative, how many Kenyan students have you had going to Japanese universities?
Oh, actually, it's a bit difficult to count because we are doing all countries to sub-Saharan Africa, so it's difficult to count those.
But there are many.
Now, it's increasing. There are many now. 150 Kenyans are studying in Japan, and that is second large number among the sub-Saharan Africa to go to study in Japan. Yeah, but I want more increase to that number.
You want more. You want more in terms of those who are going to come into the country to study.
Yes, and I yes, and I can say that many Kenyans and Africans think that there are no Africans that side in Japan. Yeah, it seems to be not so many, but there are also African network, African student network. They are active there, so they are exchanging the information how to survive, how to live in Japan. They can get proper information from those networks. So you will not be alone. You will not be missing so much your country. Yeah.
And so just tell us, for Kenyans who would like to study in Japan, to see the kind of programs being offered by the various Japanese universities, how can they get this information? Is it by going to the embassy? Do you have a website where somebody can log on to and look through the programs and the universities?
Okay, thank you very much for the inquiry. Yes, we have the website. So please, the Google search Study in Japan for Africa, or you can just put www.studyinjapan-africa.com. studyinjapan-africa.com. So if you visit our website, you will see the list of universities and undergraduate programs, also postgraduate programs offered in English or English-Japanese bilingual courses. You will see it.
And then the application process is also there on the website?
Yeah, and actually I have to say that the application process is differentiated from each university, but we will assist you as helper, as supporter. So if you get stuck, you can inquire us directly. There's email address also, or we have also SNS. Yeah, so please inquire us. Don't hesitate to contact us.
And once you maybe selected this and you have been admitted to the university, you go to the Japanese embassy in Nairobi in Upper Hill. Do you get a visa that allows you to study and work in Japan, or do you just get a study visa?
Yeah, actually, at first you will get only study visa. So if you you go with that admission letter of the Japanese university, and then they will easily to issue, but only study visa. But that visa will allow you to work some limited hours per week. So you can also work in Japan.
I see. So once again, you will say the website is www.studyinjapan-africa.com.
Yes, that's right.
Midori-san.
And actually, we have the webinar after this time,
Okay.
8 a.m. So please visit our website and then get the registration so that you will join our webinars. And then this webinar is about undergraduate course, but on science program, integrated science program. So if you have interest in physics, chemistry, and biology, please join us after just 30 minutes from 8 a.m. in Kenyan time.
Oh, great. There'll be a webinar coming up in half an hour. So log on to that website, www.studyinjapan-africa.com. You get registration and then you join the webinar and you'll be getting all the information about studying in Japan, especially in the sciences. Midori-san, thank you very much. Dr. Midori Daimon is the assistant professor, study abroad coordinator, study in Japan, Global Network Project. Asante sana for speaking to us. Have a good afternoon in Japan.
Yeah. Asante sana.
And Louis Tanjiro, who is in Nairobi, Kenya, we wish you a good day as well as you continue to study at Hokkaido University.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate.
Asante.
Thank you.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.